The game that was delayed for 2 years was practically unplayable for another 2, and which is now one of my favourite games after probably being my most hated. Please welcome Red Dead Online. While the successor of the GTA franchise that ended up being a massive disappointment for gamers due to a lack of content and being plain boring, with a lackluster story and a beautiful world that felt like a hollow pineapple, where scratching the surface would cut through the entire thing, may sound like Cyberpunk. It is in fact referring to Red Dead Online, the definitive proof that graphics don't make a good game. Death Stranding. I loathed this game at release. The first game that you pay 60 quid for before spending 30 hours grinding for a hat or a balaclava as if it was free to play. The extent of 90% of the content, which was stranger missions, were kidnap person, deliver person, avoid players, kill people, return to start area, or kill people, rob wagon, deliver bag, and avoid players. All of this looped 50 times was Red Dead Online, with a rare occasion where the mission would be an escort or a horse theft. It was such a pity too, because the characters had the same care put into them as the offline campaign of Red Dead 2, and the cutscenes where you'd meet them was the most fun thing in the game alongside hunting. And then you may say, oh, but Simba, they added 4, now 5, new roles to the game that pay out in tremendous cash and okay gold while being rather fun. And yes, but when each cost upwards of 15 gold, where hours of gameplay would only give you about 2, literally no joke, you could wait half an hour to get the max reward for a mission and only get about 0.4 gold. It was almost impossible getting to those roles. So even when I heard news of their addition, when I found out it cost 15 gold at least to buy one of them, I didn't even try picking up the game again. That was until a friend of mine convinced me to install and play it again last month. I told him again and again that I just wouldn't enjoy it. But I installed it and posed up, and I cannot deny that I was pleasantly surprised. He already had most of the roles unlocked, so I didn't have to do much work to get some easy gold. We started off in the most exciting way possible, which was the bounty hunting.
Red Ben Clemson. Dresses like he's on the way to church. Acts like he's never heard a sermon. Rob enough trains, one of these companies is gonna put a price on your head, or maybe all of them. He's a hero to some folks, a villain to others, and most likely somewhere in between.
They were pretty difficult, as most of his were already 5 stars, but they were fun and they paid amazingly. The first role that I picked up was the collector's role, and it took up hours of my life. It was so much fun just searching around the map for tarot cards and alcohol bottles, even using an old-fashioned metal detector, which was amazingly designed to search for buried fossils, arrowheads, and coins. There was also Traders, which was the classic GTA wait 3 hours to get a bit of stock and then sell it, trying to avoid other players, and the Naturalist role, which gave way to hunting legendary animals and special missions that would make it that players couldn't just steal the pelts from you. The newest addition now is Moonshiner. It's very, very similar to Trader, and seeing that you have to pay 40 gold because you first must have unlocked Trader and then pay 25 gold extra to unlock Moonshiners, I wouldn't really say it's worth it. However, the downside of these roles was the repetitiveness. Naturalist saw you killing and sedating every animal in the game, no matter whether you've already done so before unlocking the role. Collectors made you go around the map picking up useless items that were a lot of the time random, so made it almost impossible to finish most of the sets. This meant you'd dig up random things looking for just 1 or 2 specific items. Traders was just a waiting game, and then praying a level 7 bajillion wouldn't spawn kill you for 3 hours while delivering. And even bounty hunting was just the same 10 and then later 13 legendary bounties, which were mostly underwhelming and got boring pretty fast. And you had to do them 4 times first to make them progressively more difficult and actually pay out a fair price for your work. However, the bounties had a huge emphasis on combat, which is probably one of the better components of Red Dead Online. Dual-wielding Lugers and switching to a sniper rifle to pick off those faraway targets before fending off attacks with your shotgun. Finally crouching down after the fight to clean off your weapons from the dirt staining them before hopping up on your horse and moving on. On the subject of combat, the PvP is so much better in Red Dead than a lot of other free roam games. Ammo is highly limited, explosive or incendiary rounds usually being as low as 10, if you're the 1% actually have them, of course. And while you can rapidly become outnumbered, escape is extremely possible, and you can uphold a fight as unfair as a 2v7 with a fair amount of skill, which is a situation that me and my friend got into, where we did hold ourselves pretty well, all things considered. Because Red Dead Online, it awards patience and waiting for the accuracy to get really precise and picking off everybody with a headshot, rather than just the classic Rockstar spam bullets until they're dead. The Naturalist role brought in an interesting concept, how you have to document every animal in the game, bar fish and birds, by tracking, photographing, sedating and sampling and killing and skinning them. Sedating animals works by using sedative rounds and a varmint rifle, then using a syringe to extract the animal's blood. However, you cannot skin after sedation and cannot sedate after killing an animal, so you'll always need at least 2 of each to complete the manual. This also applies for legendary animals. You can start missions to either sedate and extract from these beautiful creatures to sell to Harriet for XP and a bit of cash, or you can, well... and trade in the bullet-ridden pelt to Gus, so that you can make you a coat that you can then buy from $500 to $900.
Oh no, I'd know that stench anywhere. The Harriet Spritz. Didn't I tell you to stay away from that crazy shrew? Good, you've calmed down now? A bargain. Like I always say, I aim to please, but I shoot to kill.
Although, ignoring such gruesome exploitation of endangered species, this game has truly beautiful graphics, and the world has been so gorgeously and carefully designed that you could find a cave in a completely barren area with such interesting aspects and intricate paths that 90% of the community might never find. The burning sunbeams that pierce the sandy dust bowl and ravines of West Austin contrast the howling and wicked mountains of the snowy Ambarino, leaving both such harsh, health-draining climates to enter the heartlands, made up of grassy plains and roaring waterfalls that make throwing yourself off of a cliff fun as all hell. My most disliked region are the swamps of Lemoyne, where the telltale vibrations of your controller tell you you're gator chow, as you sprint wade out of the water fearing for your life. quickly leaving before Harriet shoots me for making the Myers look like Kaiserschleit, we come to one of the most beautiful locations of the entire map, Big Valley. With its surrounding forests and mountains, fields of lavender and skies of crystal clear blue, riding through the tall emerald glass as bucks and deer dart left and right, avoiding your horse as you storm through. This location is my favourite. Stretching on beyond the eye's reach in beautiful scenery, it's a hot spot for hunting and cinematography. Red Dead Online is a love letter to all things old western. From the abundance of animals and herbs that make you feel like living off of the fat of the land, to the gunfights where one well-placed deadshot round can turn the tides, chugging a flask of moonshine to fight through the pain of the bullets and coming through like a fucking red-blooded American. Which is of course why I chose the most stereotypical British outfit to wear. From moonshining to bounty hunting to digging up fossils and picking wildflowers, trading pelts and skinning bears that look eerily like Winnie the Pooh. Game theory when? Red Dead is an amazing game that definitely had a rocky start, but came out on top and made a delicious rocky road out of that start. It's a gorgeous game that I think I prefer over GTA Online at this point, and I'm honestly excited for future updates. Rockstar, please add heists. I give Red Dead Online a 1.3 out of 10 at launch, a 7.3 out of 10 for playing alone, 3.7 out of 10 due to the repetitive missions, 9.6 out of 10 playing with friends in a posse of any size, 10 out of 10 for graphics, 6.7 out of 10 for realism, 5.3 out of 10 for the player base, and an overall score of 8.9 out of 10. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a craving for a rocky road. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy, then please subscribe and like, and I'll be posting a lot more reviews coming soon. I will be making movie reviews at one point. I've just got to be careful with the footage because, you know, I can't put cinematic landscapes or shots from movies as much as I can with video games because I will get in copyright shit. But thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and really helps out me. Thank you once again. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or good night, whenever you're watching. Thank you everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.